click is ETG. Eat the goose. Eat the goose. Yeah,
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Don't shoot. Which I need some proof. Just watch my videos, man.
Video and then,
2 racks
you
a
just
week.
showing all your 2,500. I said, okay. All right, that's me with that.
68 hours, so it was $2,075.60.
I work like 70, I don't remember, like 73, 74 hours. I made like 3,400, close to 3,500.
I made $2,001.
62 hours, and I had 2,400.
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have another winner of the 2 racks a week challenge, man. Here we have Mark. Mark, do a quick introduction. Let them know which market you're driving in and which platforms do you drive on.
Absolutely. Ronnie, first of all, thank you for having me on, bro. I love your channel. Really am happy to have this opportunity to be on your channel. So Mark, my market is Imperial Valley and San Diego. And I'll get more into that later as far as details on that. But I drive for both Uber and Lyft.
Okay. All right. Not too shabby, man. And since you drive for both Uber and Lyft, I'm pretty sure you do it full time. So just like a quick little background, about yourself, like what got you into driving Uber and Lyft, and what were you doing prior to that?
Well, prior to that, I had a long-term career, 25 years with a company, and then I had an injury and I couldn't continue any longer. So that ended in May of last year. So it forced me to make some changes. I no longer can do physical work. So I actually went out and got my license to do life insurance. So I'm slowly getting into that now. And in the meantime, to help make ends meet, I picked up doing rideshare about 4 months ago, back in November.
Mm-hmm. All right, nice. So how was the transition from, what you were doing prior to this, before the injury? I'm glad to see that you're, in good health and doing well. And now you work for yourself doing rideshare. Talk about, that transition. What were some of the things that you had to adjust to?
What I like is not having to follow a set schedule. I can do it as I please, where I want to. I have the luxury to take the rides or not take the rides. It's completely up to me. Mm-hmm. And that also means that it comes down to me as far as how much money I can make. So there's a lot of leeway there. You can do anything that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So why rideshare? Because, most people, they're like, I'm probably search for another job. Like, did somebody tell you about Uber and Lyft, or, how did you was so I guess confident to switch over and know that you could make money doing this?
Well, honestly, I wasn't doing too well, like in the transition from the previous job into insurance. It's kind of a slow startup. I haven't been honestly putting enough effort into it, if I'm being 100% honest here.
Okay.
So I'm just doing this in between. Let me see if I can make a little bit of money to help make ends meet in my household. Mm-hmm. In the beginning, I didn't do so well because I didn't understand, what was a good ride and what was not a good ride. But I guess we'll get into that a little bit more later.
All right, nice. And like a friend told you about, rideshare, or you just seen like articles, or like how did you know like this would be the best solution for yourself? Because of course there's a lot of negativity, from doing this, especially because you said you were doing what, 4 months?
Yeah, started in early November last year.
Okay, last year. So yeah, that's like the time a whole bunch of articles and also, content on YouTube, people just complaining about the low wages and the earnings. But you just, jumped right in and you got to it. So, I was trying to figure out just so the audience can know, like, why exactly Uber and Lyft compared to all the other solutions and alternatives out there.
Well, if I'm being honest with you, in where I live in Imperial Valley, I live in Mexicali, which is across the border, but Imperial Valley is one of the highest, we call it unemployed areas in the country. I think it's like
Okay.
30 something percent. So
Oh,
I did apply at a bunch of places and I didn't hear anything back from several
okay.
companies. So I'm like, well, I got to put food on the table. What is something I can get into that wasn't too difficult to get into? Then I saw somebody mention Uber. I don't recall who, maybe it was
Okay.
my wife or somebody else. I'm just going to try it. I filled out the app, all the stuff online to get certified. And at first I only did Uber, like for the first 2.5, 3 months. So,
All right, cool. Now we understand like what got you into
okay.
it based on where you live and the conditions out there as far as work. So cool, got it. So you transition to doing this, and I already know like from a traditional job, you start driving, you get all the freedom, everything is on you, nobody telling you what to do, man. It's like did you feel like a sense of like, man, this is what I've been missing all along? Because most people they don't.
I thought it was really cool. Like
Yeah.
the first couple of rides I gave, well, this is pretty easy to make money. I'm not like busting my ass. I'm not doing anything physical. I get to talk to people and have a nice conversation if it's a little bit longer ride than a few minutes. And I'm very talkative with people. I have no problem starting conversation. And if that person's in a good mood, we're gonna have a good ride.
All
That
right, yeah.
that just makes your ride go by faster. It's more enjoyable. It keeps you alert. All the above.
Absolutely. And I 100% agree with that, man. And I think it also requires, the proper attitude,
Yes.
because I think a lot of drivers get into it or start their day and they already in a negative mindset. Like, I don't want to talk to nobody, just shut up, get in, blah, blah, blah. But, you seem like a friendly guy, open to conversation, but yeah, well, I'm a talkative social person. So yeah, if you want to talk, we could talk and, we could just rock out, have a good time. Nice. So how did you find out about the 2 racks a week challenge?
Well, I heard it from my friend Ahmed. That week that I had a great start. It was the week of February 5th. That Monday I did like $470.
Ooh.
The moon and the stars aligned with Jupiter, and I just had a killer day.
Absolutely.
And then
KTM, kill the Mondays. Yep.
yeah, by the end of Tuesday, I was like at $800 already after 2 days.
Ooh.
So Ahmed's all, hey bro, you got to go for the 2K challenge. I'm like,
Mhm.
well, let's see what Wednesday and Thursday holds. And then by that point, like after Thursday, I was already like at 1200 or something.
Mm.
No, actually a little higher because I finished it in 6 days. I was like almost 1400. I had to look at the
Yeah,
exact numbers.
I'll pull it up after this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was off to a very good start, and then he just like pushed me a little harder. He's all, "Come on, bro, how you doing on that?" So he had me give him like daily updates, and it like Friday and Saturday, I was like every time I had a pretty big ride, I was like updating our WhatsApp group because
Okay.
Ahmed has started a WhatsApp group just to help some local drivers in the market. Like we have guys in San Diego, some people in Los Angeles, and then there's drivers even newer than me. So it's really kind of cool because we get to give each other feedback on certain tips and tricks, what to do in the apps, what to do
Mhm.
in certain situations. So it's very helpful to have people that you could reach out to, pretty easily.
Shout out to Ahmed and the
Yeah,
people
he's
who don't.
awesome.
And people like, who was that? He's one of the guys from LA from this year who made 2 racks a week. So I'm pretty sure, obviously he told you about it and, pushed you to hit 2 racks. But prior to him like pushing, did you even know anything about it? Or like once he told you go for 2 racks, that's pretty much when you found out about it.
That's when I found out about your channel because I
Oh,
was
okay.
kind of new. I mean, I found Uber Jeff Az. I saw rideshare professor
Hmm.
and a couple like that, and then somehow Ahmed popped up. Those were like the few that I was following,
Okay.
to get ideas. But now to dug deeper in your channel, I'm learning a lot more stuff as well. So like, I'm just like a sponge here, learning more and more ideas. Like, I don't try to get hooked up on a certain philosophy. You know, I'm open to trying different things, because I think you mentioned in another video, like, to get out there and work a lot of hours, like whether for a few weeks in a row or something like that, just to kind of get a gauge what's going on in the market, when it's busy and where it's busy at what time.
Right.
So, you know, instead of being out there at times when it's slower, you could use that time to rest, and then you get out there when it's starting to reach those peak times and maximize that. So
absolutely, man. I 100% agree, you know, being open-minded to different strategies, and because there's so many ways that, you know, you could go about doing this, you know, because you're just 24 hours in a day. So how you going to maximize it and really, you know, hit that goal? So now this is what everybody has been waiting for. They want to see the results. They want to see exactly how did you do it.
Sure.
And so let's go to the breakdown. Go to the so I saved okay, so Lyft, it was 29 rides, 46 hours, 25 minutes for $559.18. Let me show them. So y'all see it right there. So that was his earnings on Lyft. Oops, something else came up. And Uber, it was 61 hours, 43 minutes for $1,267. So obviously he, ladies and gentlemen, he had multi-apped. And also you had some cash tips. How much in cash tips were?
$190 that week.
$190 in cash tips, ladies and gentlemen. So all of that, you know, added together. How many total hours would you say? About 60, because I'm pretty sure that you ran them
some of those are,
what was your
some of those
strategy?
are overlapping, so I don't know how you can
that's how I
actually figure
figured
that out.
Okay, well, we could just say like 60 hours, just because that's the highest one on Uber. So that's pretty impressive. Like I said, 60 hours, 2 racks a week, and that put you at a total of what, $2,017, and what'd you say, like 22 cents?
Right around there, yeah.
Yeah, not too
2017
shabby,
and
man.
change.
Not too shabby. And I'm pretty sure this is the most you ever made, obviously.
Yeah. Usually I would just peter out. I'm like, okay, that's cool. You know, I don't have a whole lot of debt right now. And then, you know, my house payment is very minimal. And so not like I needed to make that amount, but it was something I needed to do for me.
Absolutely.
Like psychologically.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
because after leaving the previous job, it's just something to motivate me, you know? And I look forward to, I'm like, crap, I've got to do this, man. I'm this close. Don't be a chicken and give up. Just freaking go for it, man.
Yeah, because you'd have felt bad. Like imagine you'd have had like 1890 or 1900. Then the following week, that Monday, you'd be like, damn, man, I could have hit 2 racks, especially if you'd have had like a $200 day or $300 day. You'd be like, damn, I made almost $500 and I didn't, you know, really maximize it. You'd have kind of been pissed off at yourself, but congratulations,
yes.
you know, once again. So so prior to you making 2 racks, what was the most you made prior to that?
Probably like 1,400 or something like that. And I didn't really try too hard. I just had a few good days, and then like I never work 7 days a week. I'm not
okay.
I just don't do that much. Maybe like 4.5, 5 days on average. What I was doing prior to that.
Yeah. So what actually made you want to do it? Because some people, a lot of people, they would look at this content, they'll see a lot of hours that people put in, and they'll hear me trying to inspire people, tell them, hey man, just try to do the maximum amount of hours, or try at least aim for 60 hours, learn your market, see how much you can make. Like what made you made the final decision, like, you know, I'm gonna go after it?
Well, that Monday was just so unbelievable. Like I started out, I drove a ton of miles on Monday. Okay, I started out crossing the border, Mexicali into El Centro. I had a ride that morning. I think it was to the airport. So immediately it was like $120 just to go to San Diego. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I worked all day, made my way back. And I had a long break in between there. So it was like 7 o'clock Monday night here in El Centro where it's super slow. For a half an hour, I had both Uber and Lyft on. They sent me one ride for like $4. I'm like, maybe I should take off soon, just call it a night.
Mm-hmm.
Then about 2 or 3 minutes later, I get a ping, pick up somebody at El Centro at the hospital, take them to Palm Springs. It was like a 2-hour ride, but the family was so grateful that I brought the husband home that came out of the hospital. His wife gave me $160 cash tip. So, so after all is said and done, I drove a lot of miles a day, got home like 11 p.m. I think it was like $470 on Monday. So it was already off to a great start. And then Tuesday followed up. I can't remember what it was. It was probably close to 300. I think I was close to $800 after Tuesday. And then that's when I shared that with Ahmed. I'm like, dude, I'm having an incredible week. I don't know what I did differently. I got lucky. And then he's all, bro, you've got to do the 2K challenge. And I'm like, let's freaking go for it, man. Because I wanted to do this for me psychologically to boost my confidence. Yeah. Okay. I've been kind of, from going from the other job to being unemployed in between, I needed something to boost my confidence,
See,
and I thought this was perfect, and I'm like, I'm going to put all the hours into it that I need to, and I'm going to do this.
See, I like the fact that you said that because that's what it is really about. I mean, the money's just a byproduct of, you putting the work in and, overcoming adversity, having a proper mindset. But it really is like a confidence booster for a lot of people.
Yes.
Because one thing I've noticed after, doing almost 90 these interviews and also talking and coaching a few drivers over the years, that people they need that confidence booster, because I think most people they let themselves down. It's like they can't really trust themselves. It's like, all right, I want to do this, but they never execute. Then over time, what ends up happening is they develop a pattern of not executing, letting themselves down, and it's hard for them, to pick themselves up and be able to feel good. But a couple things I like that point that you said, and also, let's go back in time to that Monday once you had that 2-hour ride. I think most drivers, well, I don't think I know, most drivers, they probably like, man, that's far. What made you accept that ride? Because there's some people gonna look at this like, man, this dude crazy. I would never took that.
I know I'm gonna hear a lot of
2-hour
flack.
ride.
I'm gonna hear a lot of flack in the comments, but I know a lot of people would like to make X amount per mile. I understand that, but to me, there's also the con of if I'm waiting for that much per mile, when am I going to get that next available ride that's going to pay me that much? So I'd rather not have the downtime and accept something that was like right a little bit over $1 a mile, and then be earning those whole 2 hours instead of like just waiting all that time to try to get those other rides that are going to pay more per mile. If that makes sense. So that makes
perfect sense.
So, and they always do this crap to me, dude. They send me these long rides when I've already had a long day. Like I had a couple last week where I'm ready to finish. I'm like, I just can't do it tonight. I'm going to go rest. But they would send those rides. There was one, I think it was last Friday or Saturday, where I had a pretty slow week, and they never have a whole lot of surge going on here, but they had like a $25 surge to pick up somebody near the Imperial Airport, which is where I can't say who they're keeping there, but they keep people to transfer them. So it would have been the $25 plus the $120 airport ride. It would have been like 145 or $150 for 2 hours.
Damn.
So, but I was too tired to jump on that.
Right.
But
probably
those
been more with the tip too.
Those rides, yeah. Those rides are out there. Not everybody wants to take them, but I have a place to go in San Diego if that happens. So if I'm not tired, I'm going to jump on that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you for, being open-minded, because a lot of people, it's like they say they want these rides, then they get them, then they complain about it. Then they get the shorter rides, and they complain about that. So drivers are never happy. Either the ride is too short or it's too long, or even if it's in between, they still not going to take it. But I think and I truly believe the most important thing is, learning and understanding your market. Just being
Yes.
open minded, going with the flow, and you will learn something. Then you will start to pick up on, certain patterns. And
Definitely.
I agree with you once you said at night when you about to end your ride, you be like, damn, why y'all want to send me all these far trips? I'm trying to go home. Like y'all
Right,
tempted
right.
me. Like y'all tempted me. So
And you
it
know
just get
what,
like that
too?
sometimes.
I would say that I busted my butt that week, and I probably could have done better. I took some rides in there that were probably not paying well, but I would just, toward the end, I would just trying to make sure that I didn't come short of that 2,000.
Yeah.
So there were some questionable rides I took there toward the end. So my goal next time, you know what, I'm going to do this, try to be more efficient, try to take better rides. But I'm only 4 months into this, dude.
Exactly, man. Some people
So
think,
I'm learning a little bit from you, from Ahmed, from AZ Jeff, from Rideshare Professor, Rideshare Guys, and all the people I talk with on Facebook and stuff like that. Learning bits and pieces from everybody, trying to incorporate it to what will work in my market.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And that's the best thing, man, because there's so many people out here, giving off game, and you could find out what works for you and what works for your market and your personality. Uh, that's just how it is. And I know you had sent me like a breakdown of your expenses or per mile if you wanted to share that with the audience because
Sure, I'll just
a
kind of
lot of
go
people.
over it.
Yeah, no, a
Sure.
lot of people probably gonna wonder or try to discredit you or whatever. So go ahead, let them know.
Okay, so you guys already saw the dollar amount, $2,017. It was a lot of miles, 1,492 miles total for the week.
Okay.
And when I broke it down, I was getting paid $1.35 per mile after that.
Okay.
Okay, and it was 44 hours and 38 minutes book time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's my expenses. Like if I break it down by week, okay, my gas is like 9 cents a mile, so it's $141.76.
And what are you driving?
A Toyota Prius that I actually just got like 3.5, 4 weeks ago, dude.
Hey, what
When
color?
when I'm going over that mountain range, it gets like high 30s,
Mm-hmm.
in the miles per gallon. But when I get to San Diego and I'm on the 5, it's not very much to go up on the hills. I'm getting like 48 to 50.
Yeah.
So it's like 9 cents a mile, by the time I put gas. So it's $142 in gas for that week.
I figured it's
And
a
if I
Prius. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then if I break down my car payment is $212 a month, so if you divide it by 29, 7 days is $51.17.
Mm-hmm.
My insurance is $31.38 for the week. And then between oil changes and a couple other minor things I might do during the month for maintenance, it's $24 for that week. Well, my
Okay.
expenses for the whole week, $248.88.
Okay.
So you take the 2017, take away that 248.88, I come out with $1,768.24 in profit.
Not too shabby, man. So
Yeah.
a lot of people like when they see content like this or you'll post your earnings, what they'll try to do is discredit you. They don't really give a fuck about what you made per mile and all that. They want to tear you down and discredit you. Well, yeah, but you probably spent like 500. Like what? Who's spending $500 a week in gas? I don't know.
I'm not.
I don't know what people are driving. Well, you didn't factor in this. You didn't factor in taxes and all that. And
Yeah, I didn't do my taxes there.
yeah. Like who cares? I think the most important thing is like you said, man. You wanted to build up your confidence, man. This is just only
Yes.
the beginning for you. Cause did you know? Let's say if you was to backtrack, go back in time at your last job. How long would it take you to make 2 racks a week at the last job?
It all depends because it was based on what I sold. So
Okay.
probably on average, I was making like 1,500 a week if you broke it down. So it would take like about 8 working days to make that.
Okay.
Yeah, but here I did it like in 5.5, 6.
Not too shabby. So
And
8 working
then
days
I'm
compared to
doing it.
5.5, 6. Mm-hmm.
I'm doing on my schedule. Before I was still crossing the border every day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll let you know. With the Century line, it closed at midnight. So I was waking up like 11, cross the border like 11:30, 11:45 at night,
Mm-hmm.
get to where I was working, take a nap till 2 a.m., start loading everything. Then I get done like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, go back home and do it again.
Oh,
So it
oh
was
yeah. So
like,
you had to be, you had to make sure that you're there before
yeah,
the border close. Wow.
yeah. So I was working some crazy hours in the facility we worked at. You know, sometimes it's 115 degrees out here in this climate, right? All we have is swamp cooler, dude. It's not very
Yeah.
comfortable.
Damn.
So I enjoyed the people there, but I don't enjoy the amount of work that I did
Yeah,
over there.
man.
So
Man.
I will suffer through the air conditioning, sitting on my butt, listening to my music for 60 hours a week.
Dang, man. Yeah, that is a
That's
lot.
torture, huh?
Yeah, because people they'll say, "Oh, driving Uber and Lyft, you're an ant or you're a slave." What are your thoughts about that? You know, if you want to compare and contrast your last job to driving Uber and Lyft, obviously sounds like that you're having a much better work life balance and experience doing this compared to the what you were previously doing.
I would say, yeah, it's a lot less demanding on me physically.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Probably
the
and
only,
mentally too. Shit.
yeah, it definitely, because you don't have the boss over your shoulder. You got to do this, and this particular week. You don't make your quota. This is what's going to happen. No, you don't have that.
Yeah.
You're your own boss. You dictate. I can start what I want. I don't have to do those funky hours anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I could take a break whenever I like. Or if I
Right.
don't want to work tomorrow, I'm not.
Right.
This coming weekend, I'm going to go on a 3-day fishing trip,
Hell
Friday,
yeah.
Saturday, Sunday. So I'm going to work like half a day tomorrow, and then I'm going to be gone all weekend. And I don't have to worry about asking for days off.
Right.
I just check with the boss, which is my wife. And
Right.
I got the blessing, to go. So I don't have to worry about nothing that
Yeah,
way.
man. And that's one of the benefits about doing this, man. Too many people they focus. I truly believe that they focus, on the wrong things, the things that they don't want, and that's all they focus on and they complain about. But if you look for the benefits, you would definitely find the benefits in doing this if you are open minded, and also if you really care to get out there, try to push yourself and see how much money you can make. I don't
Right.
think most people really care to do that. It's a lot of content that involves, being negative and complaining and, pointing a finger instead of holding yourself accountable. It's a lot of money to be made out here, but most people will never get it because they never push themselves. Like never. Like not
And
once. They never came to the conclusion like, damn, let's see how hard I could go just for myself.
right. And another thing too, I should point out, like I don't really have a stake in that fight because I wasn't around when Uber started and when they were paying a lot better. So I honestly don't know what the difference was, me coming in so new to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I respect the people who have been around longer, and I can understand why they're upset.
Yeah.
But at the same time, um, while you want things to improve pay wise, you can't stop providing for your family. So
Right.
you gotta just get out there and say, okay, if they're not paying well enough, per mile, or they're not offering enough trips, what can I do to maximize my earnings, right? So like for Lyft, for example, they have a bonus hour. I don't know if they have that in your market, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like they were offering it a couple of weeks ago in San Diego. It was like 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., right? So what I did was an extra $3 or $4 per ride, just get smack dab in the middle of that bonus zone, right? And I took freaking $3 rides like over and over. I did like 5 or 6 of those. And some of those they gave me tips, right? So instead
Yeah.
of $3 rides, they were $7 and $10 rides.
Yep.
So you do 5 or 6 of those in 1 hour. That's just one example. So just take advantage of those little perks they throw at you.
No, absolutely.
Or if you have a surge, you want to stay in that area,
Mm-hmm.
and just try to keep it going if you can.
Right. No, I agree with that. And most importantly, I'm big on accountability because, I've been driving I think I started part time like 2016. And it was the same
Okay.
thing, people complaining, people never happy, but most importantly, they're not happy with themselves. They're not happy with their success, things that they're trying to achieve. Most of them are lost. Most of them have no goals and they only rely on driving Uber and Lyft. And I think it's a lot of things that people can actually learn outside of driving. Um, but I think, most of them, they need to push themselves and get their confidence up so they can see the potential within themselves, because everything that you did to make $2,000 involves you being self-reliant, you getting out there, you
Right.
being structured, you being disciplined. Then like, damn, I just made, close to $500 in one day. Shit, let me just keep it going. Let me keep trying.
Right.
And in the process of doing that, you start to learn about yourself. I don't really care about, Uber and Lyft. Like this whole challenge is help, building up your confidence because you could transition
Yes.
these type of behaviors and characteristics into other endeavors. So, holding yourself accountable and taking action. Action is the most important thing, man. I think a lot of people they wait. It's like they playing a passive game. No, you gotta be active. Get to it, man. Urgency. Urgency is, how you get, ultimately, to your goals. So, but hey, man, that's neither, here or there. That's just I just figured I'll just add some thoughts to that, since we kind of brought it up. So yeah, you've been out it for a few months, finally made 2 racks a week. Um what do you think, I guess what type of mindset you think people should have as far as if they wanted to make 2 racks or more?
If you want to make 2 racks or more, you've got to learn what works in your market because no two markets are the same.
Right.
So, like for example, Imperial Valley, I pull up the app. I'm not getting a bunch of rides. I pull up that rider app. You can see a lot of cars around you. So what I do, I'll move to another location,
Mm-hmm.
and then see if I get more rides that way. But as far as to get other people to go for it, I said it's just going to be a good mental challenge for you.
Yeah.
And something to push yourself. Once you know you can do that, you're like, okay, now if I do it again, can I make 2,500? Or can I do it? Can I do it in less rides or less time?
Mm-hmm.
There's always areas you can improve. Can I do it with less expenses?
Yep.
There's a lot of things you can do to chop away at this.
Yep.
I'm new at this, dude, completely new, like 4 months. So I'm learning from you and from the other guys. Like I'd be able to make this more efficient
Yeah,
in the
exactly, man.
future. So
Yeah, it all starts off with the goal. First, you got to have a goal to do this. I mean, if you just only want to get out there and drive to make money, it's not going to work because you don't have nothing you're striving for. And not only a goal on as far as weekly on the app, but most importantly, something that you're striving for a long term, man. And I think that's what's really going to keep you consistent if you have a long term goal in mind. Because even if you make 2 racks a week, if that's your goal, you do that a couple of times, then what? Now you got to develop the
yeah,
next
and
goal.
it's something. Not to sound bad, but I don't want to do this forever. I'm just gonna do
Exactly.
it. I want to, because it was a lot of hours, and I spent
Yeah.
a few days away from my family. I don't want to do that every single week. So this is
Exactly.
something temporary till I'm on my feet doing my other gig, doing insurance, and then I hopefully be able to get people involved that don't have insurance. Because I think that's super important. A lot of people are not covered with their lives if something should happen.
Yeah, yeah, for
I don't
sure.
want to switch subject, but that's something I think is very, very important to people.
No,
And there's
Mhm.
other jobs out there that are going to pay you well. Just got to get out there and find it.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. Imagine,
Sure,
let's say you weren't pursuing like the career in insurance. How
sure.
hard do you think it would be for you to get out there and drive, because now it's like you don't have no long-term plans, just driving. Like, do you think it'll be
It's
hard?
easy now. I mean, like if I'm okay, as long as the wife's cool with me going away a couple days to San Diego because it's slower here.
Mm-hmm.
Like the best days I've had here in Imperial Valley, like just over $100, like doing 10 hours.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
not enough good rides. I come to San Diego, I could do 250, 300 easy.
right.
So yeah, I have no problem with that. I could easily do 1,500 a week consistently if I wanted to,
Oh yeah,
without
yeah,
pushing myself,
yeah. Oh,
and
absolutely.
being comfortable without working crazy hours.
Right. No, the reason I asked you that question is because you said I'm not trying to do this forever. Then you brought up the insurance, because like you already got like a long term goal. So
Yes.
that's what you're gonna ultimately be doing. So I was like, man, I got to plan this. I know what I want to pursue. I'm just doing this in the meantime. And I think a lot of people have not gotten to that point where they know what they want to do. And I
Right.
think that's where a
Okay.
lot of the frustration comes in, is because I get it. Driving could be monotonous. It's a lot of time it requires, a lot of hours, depending on what specific number that you're trying to meet. And people, they get bored, they get upset, they get frustrated. They want more money, they want to become more. Excuse me. Like, I completely get it. I completely understand. That's why me personally, I try to tell people to focus on the long term goal. Like, don't waste all the time with the distractions.
Right.
You keeping your long term goal in mind. That's what's gonna, keep your mind positive. That's what's gonna keep you out there. That's gonna make the experience a lot more enjoyable. Because it's like, people are, oh, like, you a shield. They see like content like this and like, oh, well, one, you shouldn't be you shouldn't be posting content like this because you're gonna saturate the market. Or, oh, he's a shield for the company. Like, no, man. I just found a way to help people achieve $2,000 a week or more, get them closer to making $100,000, and telling them, hey, have a long term goal in mind, because it's not gonna last forever. Nobody wants to drive forever. That is,
No.
you know,
The car's not gonna last forever.
yeah, car's not gonna last. You gonna have to get another car. You not gonna last forever. This is not forever. This is not long term. Like,
Right.
like you said, man. Like, the takeaway from this whole interview is this is to help boost your confidence within yourself, man. You know, and a lot of people need that.
I mentioned another thing too. You just brought up a good point. Like you said, a lot of people get into the trap where it kind of feels monotonous in a sense. What I do sometimes, I'll go to a different area that I haven't been to in a while. Like it was a week before I did the two racks. I went over. I was already in Legoland. It's Carlsbad in
Yeah, yeah.
San
Okay.
Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And I took a ride that took me into Orange County. I'm like, well, crap. I'm like 25, 30 minutes from Disneyland. I'm just gonna
Go to
go up a little
Anaheim.
further.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all crap. You know what? I'm just gonna take a crappy ride or whatever it is, just to see what it's like to drop somebody off at Disneyland. I was just curious where the drop off point
Yeah,
was and
yeah.
everything. I took that guy. He gave me like a $5 trip for like a 3-minute ride, dude. And
Yeah.
then later that day, I called up Ahmed. Hey, bro, let's meet up. Let's go meet up for some lunch. The coolest thing to speak with Ahmed in person. We had some Afghanistan food.
Okay.
Uh, Afghan food, and it was absolutely delicious, dude.
Nice,
But
man.
what I'm saying is break it up, go do something different, go to a different area, check it out. Don't just go to the airport every single day, sit there every day.
Yeah.
Try to do some different things. Like some days I like to start with an airport reservation with Lyft in the morning, gets me to the airport. If I get there, sometimes they immediately give me a pickup.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't have to wait in the lot. I hate waiting in the lot because I think
Same.
that's kind of like wasted time.
Yeah.
You're waiting for a good ride, and if you don't take it by like the third choice, they bump you to the end.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Like I had one time I took a $20 ride into the airport and they gave me a $66 pickup. It was an hour drive, but $66 in an hour, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, yeah.
That doesn't happen every time, but you set yourself up for that. You're saving time that way, and you're mixing it up.
No, I like the fact that you said it, finding ways, to spice it up. And that's the one of the benefits about doing this. You on your own time, man. Like,
Yeah.
get creative. Use your brain. Think. You but okay, I'm gonna drive at this time. Hey, maybe I'll drive to another city. Just hang out for the day.
Yeah.
Find ways to make this exciting that you could actually, reap the benefits. Like you said, oh, I'm about to drive. You said like until like tomorrow. Then I'm about to go on a 3-day fishing trip. So now you
Yeah.
got something, to look forward to. So when people like, oh well, if I do this many hours, I have no work-life balance. Like that's necessarily not true, because you don't have to do it first and foremost. Second of all, even if you do drive a bunch of hours, the following week, or you take a couple of days off and just, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Take your significant other, or, go out with your boys. Just have a good time, man. And
Yeah, I'm always trying
make
to
it
take
all
my
worth
family
it.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Make it worth it, man. People, they just, I don't know. They just neglect the ability to think. I don't get it.
You know what I did? It was really
Uh-huh.
fun on New Year's Eve. I took advantage. I didn't even turn Lyft on New Year's Eve. They had the 2
Okay.
bonuses going with Uber. And that was like my best day up to that point. I did like $420 that night, from like 7 p.m. till it was like 3:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
But the funniest thing, dude, I started picking up some riders around, like it was like 8 or 9 o'clock, and I was jamming my 80s music, and people in the back seat are singing. I just crank it up. We're all singing along. and,
Yeah.
and then after I drop them off, they gave me a tip. Next car load, I said, you got to beat the car before you. They were doing car karaoke.
Yeah.
And the chick requested Taylor Swift.
Okay.
And the guys in the back seat are singing louder than the girls.
Yeah.
But you know what? You gotta feel the vibe of what the passenger's experiencing. Just kind of go along with it.
Yeah.
You want to give them a good experience, right?
Absolutely.
And if they're happy, more chance you get a tip, right?
Yep. Especially at nighttime, because like I get it. Nighttime is some cons, but it's also a lot of pros, because at night when people, partying, they're a lot more enjoyable, a lot more uplifted, wanting to have a good time. And some of them, they be, hey, mind if I hook my music up, or you have an aux cord? And some people are like, man, fuck, I don't want to hear this music. But you're like, yeah, go ahead, man, do your thing. And, that reminds me of a story in like November, same situation. I picked some guys up from a bar, you got an aux cord? I kind of did. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, man, just hook it up. Hooked up. They played their country music. They were singing, having a good time. I'm laughing at them.
That's cool.
$100 tip.
There you go.
$100 cash tip. He added like 2 or 3 stops, dropped his boys off, took them home, gave me $100 in cash tips. I'm like, oh, not too shabby, man. So a lot of times, man, you just gotta have a good time, man. Provide that, that customer service, create a good experience for them. And you never know, man, because even times where you don't want to do something, or you're like, man, fuck, I don't want to deal with this. Just relax, take a deep breath, relax, and like, yeah, go ahead, man. And you'll be surprised what that gets you.
Yeah, I've received tips from some people that I thought absolutely weren't going to give them. Just be polite to people. Just treat them the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And then too, when you're talking and having a good conversation, it makes your ride go by faster.
Right.
And then the other byproduct, it's keeping you alert. You're not getting like just staring into space when you're driving. You're kind of like more engaged what's going on.
Right.
Now, I think that's super important. You don't want to be out there driving if you're sleepy or unaware.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree. I 100% agree with that, man. Yeah, man. It's like, just have fun, man. You can't be scared to have fun. And you would never have fun if you don't make a decision to have fun. If you focus on too many, oh, I'm not going to do this trip, I'm looking for this. It's like you looking for ways to be irritated. Like once you start driving, I think that's a bad headspace to be in, man.
I mean, I cherry pick a little bit, but
everybody does. Absolutely.
I'm looking at like, okay, I don't want to go to this area at this certain time because let's use that San Diego marker, like La Jolla, for example. There's one way in there, and it's always like it's backed up 5 or 6 lights. So it's going to take you 15 minutes to get down that hill.
Yeah.
So I know anything going in that area at a certain time, I'm going to avoid that. So I just look
Absolutely.
for like, then I kind of look, okay, how much is this paying me per hour? It's close to what I want. It's going to an area that I like. Cool. I'm going to go for that. Then it's going to set me up. It might not have paid like the exact amount I want, but it's going to put me in an area where I'm going to receive a lot more requests.
Yeah.
So, that's the kind of trade-off that I'm good with, like going into the airport, you might get a pickup. That's a good thing, right? It didn't pay me super great to get in the airport, but I'm going to get a good ride coming out of there maybe.
Exactly.
So
and that's
sometimes you got to take like a little risk or a little gamble like that, and it might pay off.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the mindset you're gonna be in, man. It's that's the importance of just getting out there, learning your market, and because it requires you to learn. Because if you wasn't out there, how would you know, like, to go to La Jolla or whatever? It's gonna be backed up.
Right.
So it's just live is just getting out there, learning and experience. You making mistakes, but then you learn from those mistakes. I don't really think it's too many mistakes you can make because everything is just a learning experience. Okay, I know if I go here around this time, it's gonna be traffic, and now I can just stay here, potentially get more rides, and it'll just become easier. And
I
now
found
you
out
got
like in my home market, El Centro, Imperial Valley, Calexico, a lot of the rides, man, they're giving me like 10, 15 minutes away to give you $3.89 to go 2 miles. It's like, that's not even going to cover my gas, dude.
Right,
so
right.
a lot
Yeah,
of
that
times
ain't
I'll
worth it.
pass on those, but then I'm thinking, okay, this poor person might be waiting, but I'll take those like lower paying rides if I'm fairly close to it. If I'm not driving, I don't want to drive 10 or 15 minutes out of the way to get those rides.
Yeah, I don't blame you because after the end of
It's
the day,
just not, it's not worth it my time, not worth it for the gas,
I don't blame you, man. That's how it should be. I mean, you trying to make money, and
yeah, I'm a business
unfortunately,
here,
yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, hey, man, like, I can't pick you up. It's not my problem, but I'm in it for me and my family. You can't get to work, hey, man, that's not my problem. Get a car, wake up earlier. I don't know what to tell you, man. Or go further, if you was going to Anaheim or something. Oh, okay, I'll drive 15 minutes.
I'll take you to Disneyland. There you go.
Yeah, I'll take you to Disney.
You buying my ticket?
Yeah, exactly, man. A couple more questions, man. Why do you think this challenge is so important?
I think it's a great way to motivate yourself and to see if you can do it. And then you're actually like, if you're somebody who hasn't done it before, it's gonna force you to get out there and learn what it takes to make that 2,000, right? So it's not going to be the same in your market or my market. You got to find out how it works in your market. So it's going to force you, maybe you're going to have to get out there a few extra hours and kind of learn what's going on and position yourself to find those better rides. Just sitting at the airport all day or just waiting at the border crossing all day, you're not going to magically get those rides coming in. You got to go out there and find out what's working in your market.
Yep.
And find out those sweet spots for the time and everything.
Absolutely.
I think that's important it's going to help develop a driver that doesn't understand all that already. But a lot of the veterans already know this, they kind of understand where the busy spots are, the busy times, and they're probably already capitalizing on that. I think there's a lot of guys that could already do it,
Yeah.
that maybe they just haven't reached out to you, or maybe they don't want to make a video. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, who knows what the reasons are, but I'm gonna take it a step further, man.
Sure.
It's all emotional. It's all character development. I truly believe. I think a lot of people can make $2,000. In a lot of markets, I can't say every market because I'm not sure if you in like at the middle of nowhere, then possibly not. But if you next to a touristy area, a major city with a lot of business and things going on, I truly believe people can make $286 a day. From experience and talking to people and hearing their pain points, what gets in the way is the mental roadblocks, the disciplines, the distractions, their behaviors, their confidence. It's something that's in the way of that. And this why this challenge is so important, because you challenging yourself, man. don't look at it from the fact of, oh well, I'm doing it for, oh, I'm just gonna get ripped off for being amped for this company. No, you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it to motivate yourself, to push yourself, to actually execute, to get your confidence up. Because like I said earlier, so many people that they just talk. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Uh, this is my goal. But then when it's time to put, action behind it, nothing, no execution, nothing show up, and it's just a bunch of excuses. Now you have a time to challenge yourself, man, to make $2,000, and once you do it, it'll get you closer to $100,000. Maybe you'll get there, maybe you won't. But also, man, you'll feel so good about yourself. And I think that's what a lot of people need. A lot of people need to feel good, because if you leave in like a normal job, warehouse, whatever. I've been talking to a lot of people who leave like these factory and warehouse jobs. If you was making 600 or 500, weekly, 1,000, 1,200 bi-weekly, whatever the case may be, you do this and you could pretty much 3, 4x your income. That does a lot to a person's spirit. And I
Oh,
think that is,
absolutely.
and I
Absolutely.
think that is the most important thing, so people could feel something, feel good for once in their life.
I
That's
absolutely
my
agree.
rant.
Yeah.
Got a little deep there, but that's the truth, man. People need this. They need to feel that.
And the beautiful thing about leaving the warehouse job, or you work in fast food or whatever, you not only are you making more money, but you're your own boss, dude. You're going to be doing it at the time you want, where you want, when you want.
Yeah.
How can it be any better than that? I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's all perspective, and it's all, yeah, it's all perspective. How you look at things and what you focus on. If you look for the benefits, you're gonna find the benefits. You look for the negatives, you're gonna find the negatives. The choice is yours, man. Because the way I look at and view things, I don't think I will lose, because I'm always gonna learn something. Then once you lose, it's a choice. Like, oh yeah, I lost, so you made a choice to lose. But there's so many different things that you could learn about, most importantly, yourself. It's like the beginning, like the training wheel phases. If you want to do your own business and be an entrepreneur, it's a lot of things that you can learn, and this allows you to, make the income, develop the skills, develop the self-reliance, and you can also, take time to an hour a day or so to figure out what you want to do long term. Take the hour a day, pursue, meaningful skills of education that fits your personality, and you gonna enjoy it. You would, if you do those things, trust me, you will enjoy this, and you'll be a lot happier. If you only focus on the things that you're not getting from these companies, and you're gonna have a bad experience. You're gonna be fighting fighting an uphill battle, man. You spending too much time
yeah.
focusing on the wrong things, man. Focus on just getting your money, and the quicker you have a plan, the quicker you could get out of this.
I mean, I agree with some of the things that striking for. I looked at,
Mm-hmm.
like, for the latest example with Lyft doing the 70% thing.
Mm-hmm.
After expenses, and then I looked at those external expenses once, and it pissed me off, dude.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
fully understand where they're coming from with that, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
But if I just stop working until they fix that, I'm never gonna make any money.
Yeah.
So I have to. Yeah, that's going on. I want those things to improve, but at the same time, I'm gonna make the most amount of money I can with what's available out there.
Right. And this is what I believe, and and then we can wrap it up after this. I mean, even
Sure,
look,
sure.
for all the people who's gonna be watching this, you may disagree with the things I say, but one thing that I know for a fact, man, regardless of what they keep 70%, 80%, 90%, whatever, most of y'all still not gonna drive. And that's the honest to God truth. Y'all still would not drive, and y'all still will be unhappy. And the reason why is because most of y'all don't want to do this long term. Are you trying to make this into a career, or are you just trying to get in and get out? I think most people really trying to get in and get out. Well, I hope they are, and find better opportunities, maybe set up better systems where they don't have to work, so many hours to get, $1,500, $2,000. And you could just set
Sure.
some stuff up online. You got the power of the internet. It's all kind of things that you could be learning to live the life that you truly want to live. It just requires, you got all the tools you need. You got a brain. Everything you need is right here. Use it. Use it. And that's my thing, man. If you want to protest, strike, whatever, fine. I get it. But I think people really underestimate their true capabilities if they think, if they push themselves, if they set goals, and they actually attack and do it with some emotion, some passion, and you will grow and you will figure out that you much greater than that. That's what I think. And if you don't, maybe I'm lying, or maybe you think I'm full of shit. Hey, fine, whatever. It's your life. I don't care. I'm just trying to help you out. It's your life. You do what you want to do. You can figure it out.
I'm gonna make as much money as I can whenever I can.
Exactly.
Hopefully things would improve, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from earning the most that I can.
Yeah, if it improves, fantastic. But if it don't, fantastic. Like, because the show must go on, and I'm still gonna
and I think the other thing that could be a bad byproduct, if they raise rates back to how they were, you're just going to get more drivers in here. Is it going to oversaturate even more? Maybe.
Yeah,
that could potentially happen.
Possibly, but I don't, because I've been hearing this word oversaturation for years, man. I'm not worried about it, because I know for a fact people that haven't developed the disciplines. And if you new to this, even if they sign up, they're not going to be disciplined, because it's something that you have to work on. And if you have a job and you transition to this, for a lot of people, they're not going to be able to handle it. One day let's say they have a good day, they're going to fuck off the next day, next couple of days. And psychologically, they're going to be, oh, well, I just made $300 in like 8 hours. I know if I take 2 days off, I got another, 4 days or whatever to make this money. So then they're going to end up wasting a bunch of time thinking that they're going to get back out there. Then in reality, what's going to end up happening is all those habits is going to build up. So they're going to take more time off. They're going to get lazier. They're going to lose that momentum and end up working less. Trust me, I know this. I know this like the back of my hand. I know how people are. But
we're seeing people in the WhatsApp group or teaching this guy. He has like less than a month experience. He's already making like $1,300 a week working. Works like 5 or 6 days a week, going from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. Like 30 hours a week. Is already making like $1,300 a week as a pretty new driver.
Yeah,
just with some of the tips we were sharing with him.
Good for him.
So
man. And good for
it's a good thing. Like I would say this advice to any driver out there looking to learn about your market. Find out if there's like a WhatsApp group or social media group that is near your market. Meet with some of those drivers or get to know those drivers, and you could learn more, what works in those areas, what doesn't work.
Right.
But then again, some drivers may not want to give away their secrets either.
For sure. I'll say, I think that's definitely a good idea, and I'm gonna take it just a little bit step further.
Sure.
Make sure you meet with the drivers who actually are getting the results that you're looking to achieve. Because in a lot of these groups, it's just a lot of people that would sit up there and complain, and you don't want to be around that, especially if you're not looking for it, because all that chirping and shit talking, when you start driving, that's what you're gonna be focusing on. Next, you're not even hitting the goals and getting the results that you're looking for. So make sure you find people who actually get results, who actually are willing to help and not trying to be stingy with the knowledge. It's like, come on, man, that's a scarcity mindset. It's enough money out here for everybody, because most people, they not gonna drive anyway. If they would drive, they would get the results. Simple as that.
No, man, everybody in there is like positive, like chiming in.
Good.
Do this, do that. We talk about like how you take care of your car, right? Like we suggested you get one of those monthly plans at the car wash where you can wash your car as many times you want. Mm-hmm. Like I do that. Like I wash my car 4 or 5 times a week, but it's real fast. It's like 15, 20 minutes, dry off the outside.
Yeah.
Inside is pretty much vacuum. I wipe down the interior with the Armor All, ready to go. You want that car to look good. People get in there, you don't want to leave a sloppy mess.
Absolutely, man.
That's a representation of yourself. That's an extension of yourself.
Yeah.
And they hop in there. What are they going to think? Oh, the car looks like crap. is my driver gonna drive like crap too? You know, you gotta set a good first example right there.
That's a valid point, man. Well, any last words, you know, before we get up out of here, man?
No, I think I talked everybody's ear off already.
Same here, man.
But
Well,
I would say, you know, even though like the pay is not exactly what we would hope for my own everything, but I'm grateful that I'm able to help provide for my family, whatever it takes, you know.
Shout out y'all. What's the name y'all? You said it's a Facebook group or what? Or
we have a WhatsApp group with Ahmed. I don't know if he's made that public. There's only like 15 or 20 of us in there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I don't know.
So
I was trying to, get.
He's just keeping it kind of small.
All right. Yeah, I didn't know.
But maybe he'll expand upon that. Maybe we'll add more groups and stuff. You know.
Okay. Yeah. All right, man. You know, well, thanks, Mark, for coming on.
No
Sharing
problem.
your story, dropping some game, man. A few months in, look, 2 racks a week, and like he said, man, build up your confidence, and I truly believe that, and that's why I do it. I'm not trying to shield for the companies. I'm shilling for y'all, man. I'm shilling for y'all self-growth. I want to see y'all win because it makes me happy, and we win together. And that's
I'm
what
shilling for my self-confidence.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, that's what this 2 racks a week challenge represents. Ronnie Speed, over and out, Mr. 2 racks a week. Holla back. Drum roll. Guitar. Piano. Violin. Ronnie Speed, over and out. Holla back. Peace.
2 racks a week. Ronnie Speed. Yeah, Ronnie Speed. 60 hours.